be talking about Covtrace. Now, Covtrace was our popular choice winner, and joining us from that team is Neil Mehta.
Hey, Mark.
Neil, hello.
How are you?
Good,
How
and
are you?
congratulations to you and your team. How big is your team that worked on this?
So we have a team of five. Renosuke, he's from Japan. Then we have Asan, he's from Canada. And we have Jamie from California, and then Anish from Minnesota. So four of us go to Johns Hopkins University, and then Asan is at University of Alberta.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's great. It's an international team, that's for sure. So tell us about
Oh yeah.
Covtrace. How did you come up with it? Why did you decide to do this particular app?
So basically, Covtrace is a contact tracing app that uses a technology called Bluetooth Low Energy, which tracks if suppose two phones pass each other and one person reports that they have tested positive for coronavirus, then using Bluetooth signals, the other phone is then alerted that they have come into contact with someone with COVID. On top of this, we have some statistics based on the user's location. So suppose you're in the county or you're in Edmonton, right?
Right.
So you'd be able to tell Edmonton's statistics such as hospital bed availability, fatality rates. There's many facts that you could get from our app. So the main reason why we created this app is to keep people informed and to make people more knowledgeable about this pandemic.
Now, there's all kinds of apps like this that have been developed, some by some of the big companies and that kind of thing as well. What were some of the challenges of doing this, and what do you think, if there is, a unique advantage to your app?
Yeah, so there are companies like Apple and Google who are actually teaming up to create a contact tracing app as well. However, the difference between our app and their app is that we have a centralized data system and they have a decentralized system. So basically, what we do is that we keep all the data stored in one location, and the reason why we have this is because our next goal for this app is to go to colleges in the United States, and then after the United States, of course, we can go around the world.
Right.
But we're trying to maybe market this app towards each individual college, so these colleges can use this app, and the administration would have access to the database. So with it being only geared towards the college, they would have information about their students on hotspots. So is the library the place where most people are contracting COVID at their school, or other means? So having a centralized system enables the school administration to have a singular database, which would enable them to have great analytics and have more knowledge about the pandemic is what a college would need.
Yeah, that would make sense, because obviously if you had an outbreak in a certain location and you didn't know where that was coming from,
Yeah.
you would have to shut down everything. In this case, you would say, okay, this was in this particular kitchen or was in this particular dorm, and you could work at it. How did you work out the privacy issues? Because that's a big part of some of these things as well, right?
Yeah, so we do have a privacy. We do care a lot about privacy. So one of the things we're doing is we have logins. First of all, they can log into the app, and then we have a separate Bluetooth ID. So their logins and usernames are not associated with their Bluetooths necessarily. So it's actually a randomized number that is given to each user. So no one can really hack the user's identity through this. There wouldn't be a privacy concern because they're associated with a random number.
Right. So where do you go from here, Neil? How are you going to try to get this out to folks?
So right now we're actually in contacts with colleges around the United States, and we're trying to market our product and show that there could be a benefit. Because the main reason why we created this app is because we were college students that were sent home because this pandemic stopped in-person classes. So we virtual classes are great, but at the end of the day, in-person classes are where you can meet people and you can learn a lot more. So that's what we want to do. So we're going to try to approach as many colleges as we can and try to spread this across the world if possible.
Well, yeah, obviously, you are the popular choice winner. So it must feel good that your fellow programmers and coders and whatnot, and also the folks that were exposed to it, think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. By the way, thanks for wearing a tie. I didn't want to be the only one today who was wearing a tie. You look good.
No worries.
All right, Neil, take care.
You too.
That's Neil Maida from the